Well, I guess you heard the news. I got a beard. Yeah, I do. Let's talk about it. I'm Eric Bandholz, founder of Beardbrand. You are watching the Beardbrand Alliance. Hope all is going well on the other side of the internet. Now, let's get talking to my beard. So, funny thing happened to me probably earlier this week before the old quarantine started to happen. I started to hear a few more comments about my facial hair. Now, here's the thing. If you guys go back and you watch my video, you'll know that I shaved my beard completely off back in, December of 2019. And I shaved for a few days and then realized that shaving was a terrible thing and started growing the beard back. I was going for, let's call it like the 5 o'clock shadow, the scruff look, for a little while, and at that point a lot of people would comment about me having a mustache. See, I grew my mustache out with the intent of keeping the mustache bigger and a shorter beard. In my opinion, I consider a beard stash, whether it be like a really short scruff or 5 o'clock shadow and the bigger mustache, to be a beard, to be facial hair. But I think like what I consider is really not reality with what the general population or public consider. So I haven't really been growing with a lot of intent with my beard lately. I've just kind of been taking it day by day, seeing how it goes. As you guys may or may not already know, I'm a low-key, low-maintenance kind of guy. So I'm not the kind of guy who's going to be trimming up my neckline every day. I'm not going to be the guy who, overstyles his beard. I just like to throw in a little bit of utility balm or a little bit of beard oil and go on my day. And then on a weekly basis, trim up the lines or trim up my neck and kind of keep it going. So what happens if you're kind of that style, then the beard just happens. Now, if you're looking at my beard right now as we talk, which I would suspect you're doing, unless you're blind and you're just listening to my beautiful voice that everyone seems to love, you'll notice that my beard is probably about, let's call it about 3/4 of an inch long. For those who are not in the freedom units world, what is that, like 1.5 centimeters, something like? No, it would probably be 3 centimeters, maybe. Geez, man, I don't really know centimeters at all. Let's go with a solid 1.5 centimeters. Let's call it that. And that's pretty short. So that would be equivalent to about a 2-month beard, or maybe like a 1.5-month beard. So you'll know I've been trimming my beard and kind of letting it grow in slowly. For most of the past couple of months, I've been keeping the neckline actually a little unkempt, a little furry, without a good distinction. And a couple days ago, I went in and I cleaned up the line a good bit. And I think like that point really starts to draw people's attention to the facial hair, where it is now purposefully a beard. So I've been going out to my rowing team and they're like, oh, the beard's growing, the beard's in, the beard's back, the beard's this. Now granted, I'm a guy who talks about beards all the time, so I may be getting more comments on this than the average person, but I do think that around the 1 month to 2 month mark, it shifts from this like accidental beard or lazy beard or unintentional beard to a purposeful beard. Now personally, I really like the mustache. I like the strong mustache and a little bit shorter beard, but at the same time it requires not a lot of maintenance, but more maintenance than I'm the kind of guy who wants to handle. You'd have to take your trimmers a couple days, and then what happens is when you get to a month or 2 months, you're like, hey, you know what? Let's give it a little bit longer. So the question that you guys have been asking me all the time on social media, all the time, I guess in person, if you guys are here, is how long am I growing my beard? What's the goal? What's the plan with the beard? How can I follow along and see what you're doing and maybe do the same or not do the same? Well, let me tell you. So first things first, I think like this link on my face for a beard is really good. I feel like, there's a mirror right behind you. I feel like kind of like all the patchiness or the gaps that naturally grow in my beard. I don't even want to call them patchiness, but the gaps, they kind of like blend in, and then when I take the boar's bristle brush I kind of smooth it out and it looks like really nice, looks real kept. And I like the bigger mustache, the disconnect between the mustache and the beard. Now the inspiration for my beard, I think this point of growth is going to be right when my beard starts getting that intense wave and curl, and then trying to keep it at that length. So I'm gonna post a photo here, somewhere here, and you can kind of see like this is going to be my ideal length. It's going to be approximately, I would say like 3 to 5 months of length depending on how much I'm trimming my beard. And the big question is what I'm going to do with the mustache. So you'll see in this photo that historically the mustache has been big, down, and kind of swooping. And lately I've been keeping it pretty well trimmed right at my upper lip. So it covers my upper lip, but it doesn't go much further than that. And then I'm doing a little bit of rounding on the edges of the mustache, so I'm not growing out the swoop. I would describe this more as like the chevron mustache or the cop stache. It's really kind of right before it starts to become a walrus mustache. And there are no handlebars at all, so it's not a handlebar mustache at all. So the question is, do I grow out that kind of wavy beard with the chevron mustache, or do I start to let the mustache go a little bit more and start getting the mustache to where it hangs over my lower lip, which is going to be approximately here, and then grow out the edges? So I'd be curious to think, I'd be curious to what your thoughts are. Throw them down in the comment. Do you think I should go the chevron mustache, the walrus mustache, or do a little bit of the swoop and handlebar mustache paired together with that 3 to 5 month wavy beard is what I want. I really want those waves to show off. I want to have a lot of movement and texture in my beard. I don't want it to be straight or well kept, and that's kind of what happens when I get from that 4 to 6 month beard, is I start using the round brush to kind of, I don't know, straighten it out or tame the waves. So I want to keep that wavy length in there. All right, guys, follow along with me. I'm back to growing, but I'm not doing any kind of like weekly update or monthly update or any kind of regular series. So whenever like I hit a good point in the journey, I'll kind of give you an update with what's going on. If I get there, if I don't get there, if I make adjustments. So again, always thank you for watching. Cheers. Keep on growing.